beech has been present in the Western European lowland plain for over 4,500 years, while in the Sonian forest it is estimated that it reached its natural dominance about 2,000 years ago. This evolution is believed to be the natural post-glacial recolonization of beech from its refugia in southern Europe. It was mainly controlled by climatic conditions and competition, though human activities might have played a minor role as well. During the early medieval period, due to the charcoal production for metallurgy, a strong decline of beech probably occurred. During the 9th till the 12th century, intensive harvest of wood took place for iron production, using local low-furnace ovens in the forest that were heated with charcoal that was produced at the site. A secondary forest developed only during the High Middle Ages, after overexploitation of the forest for the iron industry. In the 14th century, the forest management firmly restricted and regulated forest grazing and introduced a silvicultural system using cutting cycles of 80 to 100 years. This management regime was exceptional, as it implied high forest regeneration, unlike other forests in western Atlantic Europe, which were managed as coppice or wood pasture. In the 17th and 18th century, the forest was impacted by war and pillage, leading to overexploitation on certain parts of the forest. By the end of the 18th century, the Austrian Habsburg emperors, who inherited the forest, decided to restore the vegas, covering 15 to 20% of the forest by active replanting. By the second half of the 19th century, the silvicultural system was abandoned under pressure of the city population and replaced by a very expensive forest management, using low-intensity thinnings and postponing final fellings. Today, the forest consists mainly of European beeches and oaks. Several trees are more than 200 years old, dating from the Austrian period when the Sonian forest was also a favorite hunting ground of the Habsburg imperial family. The continued presence of dominance of beech is also reflected in the high floristic, faunistic, and fungal richness of the forest, strongly connected to beech ecosystems. Despite the history of intensive human intervention, the Sonian forest still contains the legacy of a natural beech forest and its related biodiversity. It was home to 46 different mammal species, 7 of which have unfortunately gone gradually extinct since 1842, including the brown bear, the wolf, the hazel dormouse, the red deer, the badger, the hare, and the stag beetle. Nonetheless, the forest remains home to a wide range of animals including deers, bats, boars, red squirrels, amphibians, and birds. Furthermore, the presence of beetles, hoverflies, and wood decaying fungi are all useful indicators for beech forest continuity. In regard to vegetation, 418 species of vascular plants have been registered in the forest complex, one-third of which are forest species, indicating that the forest is clearly an ancient woodland site. This rates the site amongst the most diverse beech forests of Western Europe, showing a complete and typical ground vegetation. Given that the Sonian forest has never been used for agriculture and that the use of coppice was restricted, it is therefore likely that the beech played a more important role in the vegetation compared to adjacent regions since its natural establishment in the region. We can conclude that due to its particular ownership context and related restrictions to human interventions and management systems, this forest is one of the only sites in the densely populated Atlantic lowland area of Europe where beech continuously retained its natural dominance. Within this forest, the forest reserve Josef Zwanepoel, although influenced by human activities, could develop over the last decades to become a future natural beech forest. The strict forest reserves, and especially the Josef Zwanepoel Strict Reserve, appear amongst the most species-rich and complete forests of the Atlantic biogeographical region concerning beech biodiversity, showing high ecosystem integrity.